Good evening, collective. How are you doing? Happy 4th of July weekend. Hope you get some time off to be with friends and family. Just rejuvenate the spirit. Now you see it, now you don't. That's what I wanted to call this reading tonight. Spirit, just bless this reading uncommonly for the collective. This is from 1 Peter, talking about suffering. You know, it says, in one of the strangest ways, you have to suffer in a very way that you may not want to suffer. And you go through life maybe denying yourself that one thing that you may truly want. Suffering. To deny it, pick up your cross, fight the battle. But that's the way that the diamond becomes extra bright and extra beautiful, is this suffering. I always went through it after I became a Christian too, because I believed that it was for my crown, and I thought it was God doing all this to me, when come to find out it was black magic. But that's okay. Collective woke me up, helped me wake me up through spirit. So thank you, collective. I'm going to dedicate this reading to all of you who helped me. Yeah, that's truly valuable to me. Making that diamond extra bright and extra beautiful. Because I really did think that all that suffering was something that, was just proving myself to be in good sight for God. When it never dawned on me that it was the enemy's attack. So now you see it, now you don't. Spirit mentioned that there might be a witness lineup for somebody in the collective. And something about how you may not remember names, but you always remember a face. And it was strange the way Spirit mentioned it, that just you may have not known these people's names, but you definitely observed the face and the facial features. So there may be a witness lineup for you. I think it's strange when I was thinking about this, how people thought your sparks weren't firing, maybe, when you didn't respond or verbalize your observations, when in all reality it was just this process of observing these things. And of course you'll remember the face. Of course you'll remember those things that had happened to you and why it's so key, because it may be key right now for some people in the collective. Yeah. Just because you're not speaking it doesn't mean you didn't witness it. You just kind of keep it to yourself. I think a lot of us are like that. I also wanted to pick up on, I saw in a couple readings about how the position of the planets in the sun are making healing really fast, or making things faster, either healing or like growth. It's picking up at a faster pace than normal. And so if you're coming out of a curse where like you'll have a really good day and your energy is really awesome, and then like the next day you're like, wow, my back's killing me and I'm really quiet, and I'm not myself. That's it's like this process of getting this curse out of the DNA and the things that it's affected in your journey. So that's what's so awesome about the planetary alignment right now, is the fact that it's faster, you're healing faster, recovering faster from the hexes. Just like a promotion or just like a demotion though, every time your enemy comes like to counterattack with this to slow you down or delay you or whatever it is that they're after, they have to go to the back of the line. It's just like our ascension for our crown. If we don't lay down certain things, that's fine. God's not going to fire you, but you have to go to the back of the line because you maybe didn't lay down, some of the things that Spirit wanted you to lay down, like whatever addictions or things you're still healing from. It's the same with like this demotion for these karmics that, they're refusing to stop the black magic. They're refusing the hexes. They're refusing, paying lots and lots of money, flying to different places, doing these things. Going to all extremes, right, to stop this finished diamond that's become so bright and beautiful, this you collective. And you may feel a little bit of it, but the bottom line is it's too bright. You're too bright for them. You can't, it's already been decided. The heavenly council or whatever determines in judgment, you know, your position or what have you for this next journey, they're just hurting themselves by moving to the back of the line. Does that make sense? Like, I mean, and then same with my situation. Like, you know, I haven't walked it perfectly the way that I was instructed to, but I did what I felt like I could cope with. Let's put it that way. And so I probably had to move to the back of the line. That's okay. I'm okay with that because I survived, and I still have a really strong testimony that I believe can help people with discernment, and Collective helped me with that too. So now you see it, now you don't. There's just going to be this witness lineup, I guess, that you're going to be a part of. So it's kind of important. And this may have happened 10 years ago, this may have happened last week, but you remember the faces. That's how observant you are, which is really kick-ass. So, yeah, Spirit's been good to me. Today I saw a heron, a bird. That's a bird. And I was so intrigued by the readings about owls that I was like, okay, I hope I see an owl, right? Well, I didn't, but I saw a heron, which is like, they have these long legs and these long beaks, long wings, and it was flying over the river, and it was black. And I thought, what a strange sight, because the herons that I've seen have never been that dark. So I just thought, what a strange sight, and I was just so intrigued by it. I think it's good. I'll have to do some Googling on it, but I think God wanted me to see that. I always look up when I'm driving and I'll see a single bird with a wingspan, a single bird, like either, you know, a hawk or eagle or something, but it always just seems to be one single bird while I drive will be right in front of me, just like to show me, yeah, you've done this by yourself. You know, Spirit, He sees that stuff. He knows you're by yourself. He knows that this has been a difficult journey for you, and you did what you had to do. Look, the cards don't want to talk now. I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, well, they're still working on this future because they don't want the outcome that you do, and so they're going to fight you not the right way. You're fighting the good fight, Collective, and your enemy is not. Let's just put it that way. They're trying to catfish you, distract you. You know, I went back to work and I felt so free. I felt so free because that confusion, chaos, conflict stuff was starting to drift away. I could feel the difference. And it was just like I was so happy. Because it was, if someone had to take the blame, I would take the blame. If someone had to give, I would give. I was always that person in the position in the workplace where, you know, if it was someone's fault, okay, go ahead and blame me. And I was okay with it, and I was kind because I knew that all of this was for this crown, you know, like, it's okay, you know, because I didn't have an ego where if someone has to be wrong, you know, I wasn't butthurt, you know, like, dude, I'll be wrong, it's not a big deal. But after years and years of that, and then to go to work one day and be like, there's no conflict, there's no chaos, there's no confusion, it was almost like a manic feeling, I'll be honest. And I wasn't on medication. I was just like, this is awesome. This is the spiritual kind of high that I think we all should experience at some point. Like, this is what it feels like to be coming out of a hex. And maybe some of you have only been hexed for a short amount of time, so you can't really, you know, speak on it. But for me, it was many, many years. So that was just the most wonderful feeling. And to not be scared. You know, I made a conscious decision that that I was listening to Spirit and I knew how protected I know how protected I am, without a doubt. So maybe through the 3D legally they can't come forward to you, so they're coming toward you in like the 5D or your astral travels or your dreams. And yes, they are hitting you over the head and doing things to destroy your crown. Yeah. I woke up with like this huge bump on my head, and I was like, "What? Did something bite me?" And I didn't even notice it until like a couple days. Yet I could feel it. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I got you." Because you know, I spray my house. There's no bugs or spiders, so it had to be somebody that came to my dream state to club me over the head. So it didn't work. Sorry, I'm still here. I'm still in touch with Spirit, more in love than ever. because he's just made this diamond so much brighter and brilliant. So thank you, Spirit. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen with all these. But hey, yeah, so when your enemy is kicked to the back of the line because they won't stop this chaos, conflict, confusion shit, this is what happens. They get kicked back to the line. They're losing time, okay? Because this time is precious right now because of these portals, right? So the further behind in line that they are, they're not going to get a portal. They're just not going to get a portal. So I don't know. I think it's biting their nose off to spite their face, and I've said this before, you know, I mean, I think they need to take accountability and be okay with what's occurred, you know. Someone woke up. Someone woke up. It's not going to work. So this is the beginning of the reading, the star, this you, cosmic order. Cosmic order, completion of this. And then this legacy, this 10 of Pentacles. And maybe that's what your specific situation is about money. But yeah, it's crossing the energy of this star right now, because if you think about it, you know, who doesn't want to control their money? It makes complete sense to me. Like, would you let somebody, you know, just balance your checkbook for you every month? No, it's your money. You want to balance it. And especially if it's money that you've earned, you know what I mean, collective? So I get it, you know, when it comes to money, we want control because we feel like we're disciplined and we feel like, you know, that's ours to control. But at the same time, you can't give that money in like to be generous or be kind if you're holding on to it so tightly. So I think your enemy just has a really false sense of control. Does that make sense? Like, they have a deadly definition of control, where they probably even hid that this was even their kind of control. They didn't even tell you about it. So at this point, it's like, you know, that's messed up. You know, you've raised this person that's so like humble and have been suffering and been, you know, and then you're not even gonna trust and like sit them down and say, this is the situation. You know, I mean, collective, you're not the type of person to be a hoarder of these things, because you know generosity is spirit, you know balance is spirit. So in your subconscious is your stability. You might have moved forward and gained some stability because you knew that I don't want to be in chaos, conflict, confusion. I don't want to live like that. So whatever it is, wherever I am at, I'm going to make do and put my best foot forward and have that stability for my family and for myself, because that's what you're after. Even more so than this. I mean, I'll tell you, I'll be stable in a trailer house. And no, I mean, I've lived in trailer houses. I'm just saying, I would rather be stable in like a lower income type of housing than not stable in something that I owe outrageous mortgage payments to. Does that make sense? Like, I'd rather have that sense of stability. I don't know, I don't think your enemy has that sense of stability right now, and that's what's causing a lot of this spell work being done still, even though they're getting penalized for doing it. This is in the forefront of your mind, this Queen of Pentacles. This is an energy that collective you walk in as well. So I'll do a little, see if we can see what kind of energy this is first. We'll just qualify this a little bit here. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's the person waiting with the broken heart. It's the person waiting with the broken heart. I don't feel like you're broken-hearted, collective. You may have been disappointed, but I feel like you're doing pretty good. So this is probably your opponent or your other energy that's attacking you that is broken-hearted and waiting for something other than the outcome that's, you know, we're working on here. So this is you in this independent energy moving toward this Emperor. I heard in a reading today about and I liked how the reading went. I really did. Like a surrender to an Emperor, and I like how that was put, because it was done in like a holy way. Does that make sense? Like, it wasn't done in a like, oh, you're better than me, so I'll just, I'll just do what you want. It was done, I went back to work, and it wasn't done because it was just done in a practical way. Like, I don't have any fear anymore. I don't have any fear. You're not going to try and get me fired from this job. They love me, they miss me, so I'm going back. So I like the way she put that earlier. My girl 333, you know who you are. So that's what this is this person is moving toward this power, and it may be a surrender of some sort. Look at the throat chakra stuff they're doing. Be taking some throat spray tonight. So yeah, because they're in the Ten of Swords right now. They didn't even want me to post a video. I'm sure they're like, oh, she's disappeared for 3 days. Let's hope she got hit by a truck. No, I didn't get hit by a truck. Sorry. And then this is how people see you. Delivering all this information that may not be completely detailed. I still have like this spiritual gag on my story, but the bottom line is I have so much information from the collective on just how to be alert, spiritually alert to the attacks, and be spiritually alert to the things the enemy will do to catfish you. And that's me. I mean, for you collective, this could be information coming really fast from the outside, hopefully from the justice system. But for me, I feel like this is me. Like, I just want to deliver this information because I'm thrilled about it. I'm thrilled about what it feels like to come out of a hex. I'm thrilled to just share that freedom feeling. And then this is hopes and wishes. Because honestly, this is all I'm after, collective. Is this justice? Is this balance? Is that, and I almost did it tonight. I'll try and do it tomorrow night, where I take a couple forks and I balance them on a toothpick. I only had plastic forks, so it wasn't really working. But it's kind of cool. I had a friend show me one time. You can put forks, toothpick, and they'll balance on the end of a toothpick. And that's the balance, the cosmic balance. That's really all it's about, so that you can have your life and coexist, and you have just as much right as anybody else on the planet to live and breathe. No respecter of persons. And the outcome is the sun, because I think Spirit really enjoys seeing you being in your community, being with your group, being with a tribe. It may not be your tribe yet, because you've had to leave and disassociate from so many, but you're meant to be in a group. That's just what it is. You were never meant to be this person by yourself, fighting this by yourself. You were meant to have these really kind people invest in you, collective. And so you invested in yourself first, so that these people, this tribe, can come toward you. And this moment is amazing. I gotta go take some throat spray. What's up with that? I don't know. The enemy's pissed. And I was hoping, like, after a few days, because I hadn't seen the readings, I thought, okay, I'm gonna hear a really good one that all this is done and over. But Spirit keeps reminding me, this is a process. This is a process. So it's never just done and over. And this has been occurring so long. And you were just like the piece, the diamond that had to cut the end of it. I mean, they chose you, collective. They chose you to end it, to make it right. I love you. Have an awesome 4th of July. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow night. Thank you.